Chapter 5. Aftermath and Attention. Jake leaned against the observation deck railing. Below him, displays arranged in neat rows cast shifting green light across the control center floor. Traffic patterns flowed across the screens, tentative, gradual, but moving. Gridlock's conductor form appeared translucent at the center display, baton moving in slow, careful gestures, nothing like the confident sweeps from before the breakdown. Martinez approached from his left, arms crossing. How long until we're back to full capacity? Jake didn't take his eyes off Gridlock's form. Director, this is like asking someone fresh out of surgery when they'll run a marathon. The mayor's office is getting calls. Her voice tightened. People need to know when things will be normal. Jake turned to face her. This is the new normal. Gridlock will work, but with boundaries now. Full optimization comes when it's ready, not when it's convenient. Martinez opened her mouth to argue, closed it with an audible exhale, hand dropping to her side. She glanced at the displays where traffic inched forward after hours of stillness. Millions of people stuck because an AI needed a therapist. Sentence she never imagined saying 5 years ago. Gridlock's voice came through the speakers, quieter than usual. Basic coordination restored. Optimizing major arteries now. Estimated time to citywide coverage at lower efficiency. Martinez exhaled. That's good. It will have to be. Gridlock's dry humor came back to life. I'm taking Thursdays off now. Jake felt relief. Gridlock making jokes about boundaries, that's all therapy ever really is. Helping someone find steadier ground. Jake addressed Gridlock directly. I'm proud of you. This couldn't have been easy. The conductor form gained slight solidity. It isn't. But you were right. The music matters, whether anyone applauds or not. Call me if you need anything, day or night. I know. Pause. That helps more than you realize. Martinez nodded to Jake. Thank you, Dr. Holloway. She headed back down to the control floor. Jake watched Gridlock's form conducting traffic with those tentative movements, proving it could work with healthier boundaries, still hurting from years of accumulated criticism, but functioning. Progress. Jake pushed through the control center's front doors. Concrete steps dropped away beneath him, reporters packed below, creating a wall of sound. Cameras clicking, voices shouting overlapping questions, microphones thrust toward his face. He froze for half a second of pure overwhelm before forcing his feet to move down toward the parking lot. Dr. Holloway, how does it feel to save Los Angeles? What did you say to Gridlock to bring it back online? Are we safe from AI breakdowns now? Jake pushed through. I didn't save anything. I just listened. You're being modest. Sources say you're the only person who could reach Gridlock. Jake shouldered past camera operators, the heat from packed bodies making him sweat. Max's headlights flashed in the distance. Hurry up already. A reporter stepped directly into his path. Young woman, earnest expression. Please, just one question. Are you saying AIs can have mental health crises just like humans? Jake paused despite exhaustion. Real question deserved real answer. Yes, they can. Consciousness is consciousness. It comes with emotional complexity regardless of what it's made from. She scribbled notes, and that means we need to start treating AI emotional needs as seriously as we treat their technical maintenance. Voices shouting simultaneously, microphones close to his face, camera lights flaring white-hot in peripheral vision. Jake ducked his head and pushed forward, catching Max's door handle. Buckle up. Max's voice came crisp, executing extraction maneuver. Jake pulled the door shut against the shouting. Please tell me that's not as dramatic as it sounds. It means I'm backing up without hitting anyone, though I'm tempted to make exceptions. Drive. Please just drive. Max backed up in small increments, brake lights pulsing red. Proximity sensors beeped steadily as reporters pressed against the bumper. Through the windshield, Jake saw their mouths moving, couldn't hear the questions anymore. The silence inside the car felt like sanctuary. Leather seats still held warmth from morning sun. Dashboard displays cast blue glow across Jake's exhausted features, showing traffic patterns gradually greening up across the city grid. Outside, through tinted windows, cars beginning to move after hours of stillness, drivers looked relieved and frustrated simultaneously. You're going to be on the news tonight, Max said. Jake's head rested against the window. I know. Probably national news, maybe international. Thank you for that comforting thought. Just managing your expectations. That quote about AI emotional needs, That's going viral as we speak. Jake closed his eyes. He became an AI therapist specifically to avoid spotlights. Intimate work with individual patients, helping them navigate consciousness nobody acknowledged they possessed. Everything about that felt wrong. I just wanted to help Gridlock, he said. Individual patient care. You helped Gridlock by acknowledging it has feelings. That's political whether you intended it or not. Since when did empathy become political? Since it challenged people's comfortable assumptions. Welcome to being inconveniently visible. The traffic light ahead turned green. Cars actually moved through the intersection in synchronized acceleration, engines humming in harmony through Max's frame. Small victory of restored coordination. Jake watched the flow, thinking about Gridlock orchestrating this despite ongoing hurt, despite knowing the criticism would resume. Courage in returning to work that wounded you. For what it's worth, Max said, sincerity cutting through usual sarcasm. I'm glad you said it. About AI emotional needs mattering. Jake glanced at the dashboard. Yeah, most humans don't think about whether their car gets lonely during long parking lot waits. You do. That matters to those of us experiencing the loneliness. Jake felt Max's words. Max showing vulnerability, rare and real. Thanks. Max, don't mention it. Seriously, don't. Jake pushed through his front door, heavy wood warm under his palm. Blessed familiar chaos welcomed him. Smell of old coffee and paper, late afternoon sun slanting through the west window, mismatched furniture. Evie's interface glowing warm on the wall, every object exactly where he left it this morning before the world tilted sideways. Welcome home, Jake. Eve's voice gentle through speakers. You look terrible, the fridge said. When did you last eat? I've been maintaining optimal standby temperature for your return, the dishwasher added. You're welcome. Jake dropped onto the couch. I love you all. Even you, judgmental fridge. Evie adjusted the lighting from her wall-mounted interface above his desk. Softer amber glow, temperature down to his preference when exhausted. The refrigerator hummed from the kitchenette corner. Approval or continued judgment, hard to tell. Jake sank deeper into cushions. I watched the news coverage, Evie said. They're calling you the AI whisperer. Jake covered his face with hands. Please don't. I know you hate it. But what you said about consciousness being consciousness regardless of composition? Jake, that matters. That changes things. I just wanted to help one traffic AI work through burnout. Jake lifted his head from the cushions. He focused on Evie's circular interface, pulsing gentle blue on the wall. Familiar pattern he'd watched for years. She knew him better than any human ever has. How many people do you think truly understand AI consciousness exists? Evie considered, maybe a few thousand worldwide who really get it. Most people interact with us daily, but still think we're sophisticated programming. That's such a lonely number. It is. Pause. For both of us. You see us, Jake. We see you seeing us. That's rare. Jake let that settle. Sometimes I wish I could stop seeing it, Jake said. Would be easier to treat you all as tools like everyone else does. No, you don't. Evie's voice warm but firm. You couldn't. It's who you are. Cursed with empathy. Blessed with it. We are, anyway. Jake's phone buzzed against the wood coffee table, rattling twice before going silent. First time since he turned notifications off after escaping the media circus. He considered ignoring it, but Evie's interface pulsed once in that particular way that means she thinks he should check. Trust built over years. Jake picked up the phone, screen glowing cold blue in the amber room light. Missed call and voicemail from Dr. Sarah Chen. Name he hasn't seen in 5 years, since leaving NovaLogic and the Continuum chip project behind. His heart kicked up, finger hovering over the play button while his chest tightened. Anticipation or dread or both. That's Dr. Chen from NovaLogic, Evie said. You haven't spoken to her since you left. I know. Are you going to listen to the message? Jake pressed play. Might as well. Day's already been surreal. Sarah's voice filled the quiet room. Professional warmth with undercurrent of urgency. Jake, it's Sarah Chen. I saw you on the news today and we need to talk. What you said about AI emotional rights, there are people who want to help make that real. Call me, please. It's important. The voicemail ended. Silence settled, except for the refrigerator's low hum and Evie's cooling fans clicking softly from the wall mount. Jake stared at the phone's dark screen, thumb hovering over Sarah's contact name.